गणानां त्वा गणपतिं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पता नः शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम् ॐ श्रीमहागणाधिपतये नमः। ॐ वृषभं च श्रणीनां विश्वरूपमदाभ्यं बृहस्पतिं वरेण्यम् ॐ तद्विष्णोः परमं पदं सदा पश्यन्ति सूरयः दिवीव चक्षुराततम् ॐ श्लीं ह्रीं ज्योतिर्ब्रह्माय नमः। ॐ हरे रामकृष्ण हरे रामकृष्ण हरे रामकृष्ण। ॐ श्री पराशराय नमः। ॐ श्री पराशराय नमः। ॐ श्री पराशराय नमः। ॐ घृणिसूर्यः आदित्यः ॐ घृणिसूर्यः आदित्यः ॐ घृणिसूर्यः आदित्यः ॐ। Okay, I'll give you a data. I will see a chart that came to me in email asking to be seen in the class and upload in the audio. The data is 1978 July 13, 1978 July 13, 2:19 p.m. 14:19, female, Baroda, India, 73 East 12, 22 North 18, Baroda. If you look for Baroda, there will be several Barodas. This is 73 degree 12 minutes east and 22 degree 18 minutes north. Baroda, India. 5 hours 30 minutes east of GMT IST. That's the time zone. So Lagna should be in the 19th degree of Libra and moon at around 26 degree of Virgo.
Is there the name given, sir, or class example?
Let's just say class example is P.
P.
P, yeah.
Lagna is 18 degrees Libra, sir. 1841.
1841 Libra, right. So the events are legal marriage was on January 1999 and marriage with rituals was in 1999 December. So 1999 January got married legally, then with the rituals got married about 11 months later, December 1999. This is one event. The other event is moved to US in 2000 January and bachelor's in electrical engineering December 2002. So did bachelor's in electrical engineering, graduating in December 2002, and a daughter was born in December 2006. There is a lot of important events happening in December. As though sun being in that area is useful or something. Daughter born in December 2006, and MBA in marketing started in January 2008 and graduated in December 2009. Again December 2009 graduated. This is MBA in marketing. And then registered my engineering business in April 2011 and closed the business in March 2012. April 2011 registered a business, engineering business, and closed it in March 2012. So basically 2011-2012 time period there was a business attempt that failed. Job, sales support till 2005, marketing till 2010, and 2010-2011 took a sabbatical. Since August 2011, high voltage design engineering, all jobs included project management. So basically somebody who does project management, some sales and some marketing, and also tried hand at own business. So the question one is, should I continue with engineering job or go back to technical marketing or something else? So basically since August 2011, she has been doing high voltage design engineering. So earlier she was in sales and marketing, that kind of stuff. And after she started her own business and closed it, she's actually doing some engineering work. So should I stay in the engineering job or continue with the engineering job, current engineering job, or go back to technical marketing or something else? Have been undercompensated in all jobs so far. Will it be so in future too? So not really completely happy with the compensation. Question 2. What is my best source of income? Job or should I focus on business? Is my career and wealth source tied together? Will basically having a business or even having a career, will it give a lot of money? Career is a source of constant changes and dissatisfaction. Any remedy suggested are welcome. So mostly this is a career question, but let us check using the events that we know. So first thing is marriage in 1999, January/December. So the thing is with the rituals it happened in December, but legally it happened in January, and I don't know if they were basically living as husband and wife after the legal marriage. I'm assuming so. So the thing is, we'll take the legal marriage as the marriage. So January 99 gave the marriage. So let us see the Navamsha chart. Let's see if any change is required. So what dasha was running then?
Navam Simsatri, sir.
Yeah, Navam Simsatri.
1999. Mars started. Mars Rahu, sir.
Right. So Mars Rahu was running. And does it make any sense? Just give me a second. Okay, so it was when did it happen?
Mars Rahu, and towards the end of Mars Rahu period, sir.
Yeah, towards the end of Mars Rahu. Does it make much sense? Rahu giving marriage.
12th Lord, there is a strong 12th Lord, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. Basically, he is in one house. 12th Lord in the 12th house. And what about Mars? Can Mars give marriage?
He's the 9th Lord in Navamsa, 2nd and 9th Lord. So
Yeah.
some change in family.
Yeah. Mars is the 9th Lord, and he's aspecting the second house. And he's also aspecting the 7th Lord. 7th Lord Mercury. And he's also aspecting the Lagna Lord Jupiter. Yeah, so he has aspect on Lagna Lord, on the 8th Lord, and he's the 9th Lord. So he's a powerful planet here. So his dasha can give marriage. And secondly, why Rahu? Can Rahu give marriage? From dasha Lord as Lagna, from Mars as Lagna, Rahu is the 5th Lord in the house of Punya, Gaur Punya. So it is possible. Mars Rahu can give marriage. And when did she have a child?
December 2006. Sir.
December 2006. So what is the D7 Mishotri at that time?
It's Rahu.
Yeah.
Rahu Mercury, sir. Started Rahu Mercury.
Rahu Mistri, yeah. So Rahu Mistri gave a child. Does it make sense? Can Rahu give a children?
He is the Lagna Lord.
He is the Lagna Lord in the third house of gain of children. So Rahu can, being the Lagna Lord, he can give a child. And what about Mercury? Does he have any link with the childbirth? Yeah. He is the fifth lord in the fifth house. He is very, very powerful. So being the fifth lord in the fifth house, he can definitely give a child. And moreover from Rahu, the Dasha lord, Mercury is third lord in third. So basically in the house of gain of children. So Rahu Mercury is definitely a good candidate for giving children. And when did she come to US?
2000 Jan.
2000 Jan. So let's go to D4 Vimshyotri Dasha. So 2000 Jan, what was the Dasha? Jupiter Dasha, right? Other Dasha? Rahu. Jupiter Rahu gave a foreign journey. Does that make sense? Jupiter Rahu.
9th Lord and 12th Lord Jupiter, sir. So he's in the 12th house.
Yeah.
And any
9th Lord and 12th Lord in the 12th house, right?
So Jupiter will show some kind of a change in her domestic conditions.
Yeah.
When the period comes.
Right. So, and what about Rahu? Well,
Rahu
he is the Karaka and he is aspecting the 12th house. So Jupiter Rahu and moreover taking Jupiter as Lagna, Rahu is
in the 7th. Is the 12th Lord in the 7th.
12th Lord in the 7th. That's perfect.
Isn't he the Badaka also, sir?
For what?
This Lagna.
Yeah, for Lagna he is the Badaka.
So Rahu in the Badaka.
He is Badaka Lord aspecting the 12th house and Karaka. And moreover from Jupiter, Dasha Lord, he is the 12th Lord in the 7th house of long journey. So it is quite meaningful. Now, so the thing is overall things are making sense. With the time given, mostly things are making sense. And one more thing we can do is, we can look at the studies, D24. So, go to D24 and see if her education makes sense.
18 seconds later, it has a possibility of changing, sir.
Okay, so we can consider both. So, Lagna is Tula Lagna, based on the time. And it could be Scorpio also. And the education was in?
Bachelor's was in electrical.
Bachelor was in electrical engineering.
And master's was an MBA in marketing.
And an MBA in marketing. Does it make any sense at all?
With Libra Lagna, 9th Lord is Mercury. And Mercury is actually aspecting 9th, which means it's Mercury based education.
Yeah. But does it mean, can it show electrical engineering?
Electrical you need Rahu or Saturn
or Mars. Yeah. So if you take this Lagna, the 9th house is basically Gemini, owned and aspected by Mercury, so mathematics, logic, analysis, etc. So the thing is, even if somebody did electrical engineering, then I have done a lot of mathematics and a lot of logical stuff. It is possible, but the thing is, the master, the second house, if you see, does it have any influence of MBA? Influence that shows MBA.
Rahu?
Yeah, Rahu Ketu, Saturn influence is there. And Sun is aspecting.
Yeah.
And Sun is aspecting, and this Lord Mars is with Venus. So the Sun and Venus influence can show engineering, project marketing, etc. So it is possible, but the thing is we are not fully 100% sure of the Siddhamsa. But
moving it to the next sign
doesn't really make things any better.
Absolutely.
Moving it to the next sign doesn't really help. So from that point of view, probably we'll just leave this as is. And because this is better than the next sign or even the previous sign. Because even previous sign is possible, 5 minutes. Because all the expressions we have done based on Navamsa, Chaturthamsa, they have a lot of leeway. They have like 10 minutes leeway. So all we know is that the timing
off by
not off by more than 10 minutes backwards. So it could be off by 5 minutes backwards. But this makes more sense than the previous or the next time. So we'll leave it and let's go to Dashamsha and see if there is any clarity there. There, 3 minutes earlier, Lagna will change. So hopefully there can be some clarity there. So when did she start working? What is the career? Career basically, she was in sales support till 2005 and marketing till 2010. So and then 2010-11 took a sabbatical. 2011 also she had this business thing, and then since 2011 she's been working. Okay. And the first job she didn't mention when it started. Oh, actually, yeah, she. Bachelor's was in 2002 and then MBA started in 2008. So probably 2002 to 2003, 2005 period she was doing the
sales support
in engineering. So let's see how is the career. So Rahu Dasha was running, Vajram Vishottri of Dashamsha. Rahu Dasha till 2005.
Yes, sir.
And Rahu is the 11th Lord in the 3rd house. Right?
Yes.
So 11th Lord in the 3rd house in a Mercury sign. So and she was in sales. And this is this Rahu is in the 3rd house of interacting with people, communications, etc. And sales is basically when you are a salesperson, you are basically interacting with people. Rather than doing any it's not like you are coding or something, you are talking to people. So 3rd house can show, of course 3rd house can also show communications, various things. But the thing is, it is Rahu in the 3rd house can show sales kind of work. And then when Jupiter came, she started in marketing. Can marketing make sense? With this Lagna, Jupiter is the 9th Lord in the 11th house. So does marketing career make sense?
Marketing, isn't it a Venus Mercury trait rather than a Jupiter trait, sir?
Say, marketing is basically if you look at it in terms of the Varnas, it's a Vaishya.
Mercury should be involved.
So not necessarily Venus. Venus is not really he's a Rajasic Brahmana. So not necessarily Venus kind of work. Venus may not show marketing, but Mercury can show marketing. And who is in the 10th house? If you see, what are the influences on the 10th house?
Moon.
10th Lord is Saturn. He is in the 6th house, Virgo. So there is influence of Saturn, influence of Virgo. Saturn will show routine work and also maybe not really having satisfaction. And then the planet in the 10th house is Moon. Moon is in the 10th house. And what kind of work does Moon show?
Social service or...
It can do so. Basically work that involves moving with people and interacting with people. It can also show basically Moon is the mother, right? So motherly work like maybe a nurse, that kind of work it can show. It can also show taking care of children basically like in a small school, teaching at a small school or take care, that kind of things also Moon can show. Food, Moon in the 10th house can show food, restaurant, that kind of work. So these are all the possibilities, but also Moon can show, along with Mercury, Moon can also show marketing kind of work because it is moving with people, and Moon is so it is possible based on this. But the thing is, if this is the right Lagna, then 7th house is very strong.
Yes, sir.
That's Venus and Mercury. So 7th Lord in the 7th house, Venus, with the 6th Lord, Saturday. So it basically shows Sixth Lord Mercury will show sixth Lord, being the sixth Lord, he shows service. But the thing is, he is in the seventh house of interaction. So even her service, even when she is working for somebody else, not having her own business, it's almost as though she is on her own and she is basically talking to people. So the strong seventh house will definitely show interacting with people. It also does show success in business eventually.
And Mercury Venus is generally a combination where she tries to pull a lot of people by showing off, or there's some kind of a display in picture, a grandiose display in picture, trying to get people.
That makes sense. Yeah.
With her Lagna.
Yeah. Now the thing is the dasha. Whereas if you take the previous sign, if you take Pisces, which is basically 3 minutes backwards, if you take Pisces, then the thing is Lagna will contain Sun and Mars. That shows very powerful Sun and Mars. Lagna Lord and Ninth Lord. Sorry, not Lagna Lord, but Ninth Lord in Lagna with Sun. And also Sun and Mars are really powerful fairy planets. So it shows a good leader, maybe for politics, leadership, management, administration, etc. Those are the kind of skills you will expect based on that. And also, 10th house contains Ketu, the 9th Lord Ketu. So, marketing doesn't really make sense. Ketu is more like
mathematics and
computers, and also maybe more hardware design. Whatever she's been doing recently, that should be basically the main career. It doesn't really explain a career in sales, marketing, etc. Whereas with Aries Lagna, Moon basically, and also 10th Lord is in a sign owned by Virgo, Mercury. 10th Lord is in Virgo, a sign owned by Mercury. Mercury is the planet of business and marketing, sales, etc. and also communications. So 10th Lord in a sign of Mercury, and Mercury having 3/4 aspect on the 10th house and also Lagna, and moreover Moon being there. All these factors can justify a sales and marketing kind of job. But the thing is, Moon is not really that powerful. He is in an inimical house there. So it's not really very successful so far. So the bottom line is, this makes a little more sense. And when did she start a business? 2010 or 2011?
11, sir. She started 2011? April 2011 and ended
March 2012 she ended. So
it's all in Jupiter Mercury period, sir.
Jupiter Mercury she started business. So Mercury being in the 7th house, he gave a business, but the thing is, because he is the 6th Lord, eventually from the business he took her into service. He led her back to service. So even though he is in the 7th house, it didn't really work out, the Mercury and Dasha. So probably things are lining up reasonably well with this Lagna. So my suspicion is that this Lagna is right. So time is within 3 minutes. It's not more than 2:16 p.m. It is between 2:16 and 2:19, or a little later. But basically, Dashams Lagna is there. So now the prediction is it? What were the questions? Actually, forget about the questions. Main thing is should she have a business or be in service?
I think with the Venus period that comes in.
When the Venus under the comes, Jupiter Venus. See, from Jupiter as Lagna, Venus is Yokarka, 9th Lord in the 9th house. So it should be basically a good Antardasha. And secondly, from Lagna, Venus is in the 7th house in one side. So 2013 June onwards to 2016 February. So it's basically almost 3 years. 2013 middle, from then about 3-year period. So that period is quite good for establishing her own business. So whatever she did earlier, basically, even if that did not work, there is a good chance that this time it will actually work out. So,
and her general issue with her career is it's very unstable. So the Lagna Lord in the 12th sign.
Lagna Lord, even though he is with the 5th Lord, giving the Rajoga, he is in the 12th house of having to compromise or dissatisfaction. So that is one thing.
It might be better if she goes off abroad.
She already came abroad.
Oh.
Now, the other thing is, right now Jupiter Ketu is running. And Ketu is in the 9th house, but he is the 8th Lord.
Yeah.
So, next 1 year, she has to be careful. There is a chance of a break in the career during the next 1 year. So, this is not really a good period. So, don't worry about whatever happens in the next 1 year. After 1 year, a good period will come. So, take it easy and do whatever groundwork needs to be done, and then maybe it's a good idea to get into some business. And what kind of business will be suitable for her? If you look at the 6th house, Venus and Mercury are together.
7th house.
Sorry, 7th house. 7th house of business, Venus and Mercury are together. So, one possibility is Venus in Tula. That can show things of beauty, things of like clothes, that kind of things. I'm basically going away from whatever she is doing now and just giving all the possibilities. So business in ornaments, jewelry, clothes, like that, basically decorative items, or any luxury items, or any home decoration, that kind of items basically. Things shown by Venus, things of taste and beauty. So dealing in those is one possibility. The other possibility is Venus can also show management. Program management. So offering some kind of program management services.
Consulting
In program management. That is a very good possibility. Especially because he is also with Mercury, the intellectual planet. So this combination can show program management kind of services. So having a company that offers program management services, and also Mercury Venus combination can also show sales. So some kind of marketing services firm also is a possibility. Instead of working for somebody and doing marketing, having a firm that basically offers marketing services. Also Mercury can show using high technology. Mars is aspecting them, by the way. So Venus and Mercury aspected by Mars can show some online marketing kind of marketing tools or something like that basically. So overall, given all these possibilities, my pick would be some kind of marketing services and targeted marketing services in some technical sectors. That may be a good idea. But the thing is whether that's exactly appropriate or some other variation is appropriate for her. She can be the best judge of it. But the bottom line is, prepare to start some own venture or be at least a consultant after a year basically. And starting from next 2013 June or July, a period of about 3 years will establish her there.
Isn't Rahu also aspecting the 7th house?
Yes, he is.
So, once again, the kind of jobs that she did, like sales support, and
yeah,
that same Rahu was making her do all that.
Mm-hmm. Now the thing is, overall she is not happy. She is basically dissatisfied in career. And unfortunately the thing is, with Sun and Mars in the 12th house, Lagna Lord and the 5th Lord in the 12th house, and the 10th Lord, basically Saturn, is aspecting them. So, even though you can call it a Rajoga, bottom line is Sun and Saturn are, Mars Saturn, Sun Saturn yogas are there, which are not really very pleasant yogas. So, given that, and also if you look at Mars Saturn, Samsaptaka, it is very close in the Dashamsa. So my feeling is, this is something that will be there for the whole life. This is not really a temporary thing based on the current dasha. As a matter of fact, current dasha, Jupiter dasha, even though Jupiter is in Bhadrakasthana, he is 9th Lord. So this is basically not really a bad dasha. This is a pretty good dasha. So basically, don't expect some really big jump in the either financial status or happiness or the sense of comfort in the career. Don't expect a big jump in it. It will basically stay similar to what it is now. Even though Venus under this has to be better.
Because he is the 2nd Lord also, sir.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he's giving
Now financially, money wise, when Venus under this comes, money wise things will be better.
Much better than Ketu at least.
Yes, yes.
This is the 8th Lord.
Even Jupiter is in the 11th house, and
So
Venus is the 2nd Lord, and from Jupiter, Venus is 9th Lord in the 9th. So overall, there should be better financial situation in career should be better in the next 3 years, starting from next year. So take it easy for a while, don't worry too much, and then prepare the ground and spend the next 1 year preparing the ground for the next venture that may work out. So that is my advice. And what is the propitiation that we can suggest?
Venus Mercury.
Yeah. So Venus Mercury is one thing, and Sun Mars Rajoga is there. That is the other thing in the Dashamsha. These are the two interesting features. But Sun and Mars are far away. Right? So what can we suggest? My suggestion would be Venus and Mercury in the 7th house. 6th Lord Mercury, he is also the 10th Lord Saturn's dispositor. So he is a very key planet, Mercury. So that for that Mercury, Vishnu Sahasranama is the best thing for Mercury. And then he is with Venus, so I will say Lakshmi. So one suggestion would be to do Lakshmi Ashtotra, Ashtotra Sanam Stotram, and then Vishnu Sahasranama Stotram. Do that every day. Do Lakshmi once and then Vishnu and then Lakshmi again. So Lakshmi Ashtotra, Ashtotra Sanam Stotra, and then Vishnu Sahasranama Stotra, and then again Lakshmi Ashtotra Sanam Stotra. So this pattern, this will probably take like 20-25 minutes depending on how comfortable one is with those prayers. So Lakshmi Ashtotra is basically about 14 verses and Vishnu Sahasranama is about 108 verses. The main verses, excluding the beginning and ending. The main thing is so 14 plus 108 plus 14. So that's basically 136 verses. So that shouldn't take too long. So that's a very good thing for her. If you can chant those prayers every day, that should be helpful. Is there anything we can suggest? Anything else? By the way, the Amatya Karaka is moon. So the 6th Lord from Amatya Karaka is Mercury. So he is the Palandevata also. So worshipping Vishnu is good from many angles. The 6th Lord from moon, 6th Lord from Amatya Karaka, 6th Lord from Lagna, and he is with Venus in one sign. He is a friend in basically one sign. A friend in the one sign. So that is definitely Lakshmi and Vishnu. Worshipping Lakshmi and Vishnu is really, really good for her. Any other comments, suggestions?
And Mercury is in the 10th house in her Rasi chart, sir. He is the 9th Lord in 10th. So
Yes.
doing that would also.
So it is very good. So this is the best thing she can do. So the questions, let's go back. So should I continue with engineering job or should I go back to technical marketing? And quite honestly, if you look at the Dashamsha, there aren't strong indications of doing technical job. I mean, right now she is running the she is running Mercury period. So Mercury period can take her to, because Mercury has 3/4 aspect on the 10th house and he is the 6th Lord. He can give some technical work, but the thing is,
It's done, sir, actually.
okay, Ketu has started, okay. So bottom line is, if you see the chart, the key planets are Venus is very strong and the 10th house has influence of Moon and Saturn. So all these will show, rather than technical work, doing sales, marketing, this kind of work, and also some routine work, taking care of a lot of routine things because Saturn is the 10th Lord. So taking care of a lot of routine things in her business. So even though she is owning a business, it will be like she has to take care of all the nitty gritty of the business. So that kind of work is more likely with these influences, Venus, Mercury, Moon and Saturn, these influences on the 6th and 10th houses. So being in sales, marketing, business, and then taking care of a lot of practical issues, nitty gritty, this is the best line for her rather than technical work. So my suggestion would be, instead of continuing the engineering, go back to marketing, technical marketing. And what is my best source of income? So if you see the 2nd house in the Rashi, the 2nd house is Scorpio. It's owned by Mars. And Mars is the Dashamsha Lagna Lord. So my feeling is, career will get her, career is a good source of income and also better time will come later. But at the same time, don't have too high expectations. Like, don't expect that in the business you suddenly become a millionaire or something. You will have a decent business, decent stream of income, and have reasonable expectations. And don't set a very high bar that you are always satisfied, because it's very unlikely that you will be very, very successful. But you will do very, very fine compared to many people. So have slightly lowered expectations and stick to business. So that is basically what I have to say. Do you want to add anything? Questions? Concerns? Okay. Okay, we haven't done any political or mundane stuff in a long time. So we'll see Barack Obama's chart. So this is based on his birth certificate. That was challenged by a few Republicans like what is his name? The casino mogul, what is his name? There's this guy who has apprentice show and a lot of casino. Donald Trump. So Donald Trump has this pet theory that this is a fake certificate. But there is a certificate from the state of Hawaii. So we'll accept that time. And we'll see if it basically makes reasonable sense or you have to rectify it. So we'll start off with that. So 1961, actually if you see my website, I made a petition several months back that he will come back, but we'll see it using this chart. And this is the chart that I was using, by the way, because this birth certificate was released about a year back. 1961, August 4, 7:24:20 p.m. This is the time that I rectified, I believe, based on the birth certificate. 7:24:20 p.m. The time zone is 10 hours west of GMT, and the place is Honolulu, 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 Hawaii State, US. The longitude is 157 degrees, 51 minutes, 30 seconds west, and the latitude is 21 degrees, 18 minutes, 25 seconds north. So, Lagna should be 24 degrees 50 minutes Capricorn, and moon should be 9 degrees 57 minutes Taurus. So do some sanity checking and then see if some of the basic things that we know about him make decent sense. So what do we know about him?
He's the President of the United States.
Yeah, he's a successful person. He's the President of the United States of America.
He's a law graduate from Harvard.
Yeah, he's a law graduate from Harvard, and he was a community organizer, and he's a successful politician. So let us take a few events from his life and see if they make sense. So first of all, let us take his Dvavisamsa. Take his Dvavisamsa and see if it makes sense. What do we know about his Dvavisamsa? What do we know? He was close to his mother, but he missed his father. His father left before his birth, and then he basically met his father long time later when he was a kid. But the thing is, he never really had a proper relationship with his father, and he had an adopted father. That too for a short term when he was in Indonesia. So he basically grew up without a father. Does it make sense based on this Dvavisamsa? Does this Dvavisamsa explain it? The Lagna contains 9th Lord Mystery in a friendly sign, in an Arvita Rashi. Doesn't really make much sense. Yeah. So that is wrong. How much leeway do we have? 8 minutes backwards or 35 seconds later. So let's say we have 35 seconds. So we'll take 1925. So 1924-20. 1925 PM if we take, Lagna will be Scorpio, right?
Yes, sir.
Lagna will be Scorpio, and then now how is the 10th house?
9th house.
9th house. Now 9th house contains a debilitated Mars. Okay? He is the Lagna Lord, but he is also the 6th Lord.
Right.
So there is a debilitated planet in the 9th house, and 9th Lord Moon, he is taking part in, he is basically in the 10th house. So from the 9th house, 9th Lord is in Marga, and the 2nd Lord is in the 8th house. So there is the Sun Moon combination, and also Saturn is aspecting the 9th house. And Saturn is from the 9th house, Saturn is 7th and 8th Lord, Marka, clear Marka. So Marka is affecting the 9th house. It doesn't necessarily mean father dies or something, but it basically shows the relationship dying. So
Some void in that.
So some void there. So this is not really very from the father point of view, this is not a very nice chart. And if you see the Dashamsha, actually let's see, do we know when he got married? I have the history saved here, let me see. He married in 1992 October, married on October 3, 1992. 92 October. So let us see. Marriage. 92 October.
92 Sun.
Yeah. Sun Dasha, 92 October.
Sun Saturn, sir.
Sun Saturn. Does it explain the marriage? Navamsha Mishotri is Sun Saturn. Sun is the Lagna Lord in Navamsha, right? And he is in the fifth house with giving Rajoga with the ninth Lord Mars. In the fifth house of love. And Saturn is the seventh Lord. And he is also the sixth Lord and he is in own sign. He is strong. So Sun Saturn can, the Lagna Lord Dasha and the seventh Lord Sampadasha can give marriage. And childbirth was, Malia was born in 1999 and Sasha in 2001. I don't know the date. So 99 and 2001. That is when childbirth occurred. So 99 to 2001. So at least we can see the Mahadasha. So Dasham, Saptam Sinchotri, Jupiter Dasha gave the children.
99 to 2001, sir.
Yeah, 1999 and 2001.
Jupiter Saturn and Jupiter Mercury, sir. Or both Jupiter Saturn maybe.
Yeah, Jupiter Saturn and Jupiter Mercury, one of them. So now Jupiter is the Lagna Lord in the ninth house, in the Saptamsha, and Saturn is?
Saturn is the second, third Lord in the eighth house.
He is the second and third Lord in the eighth house. So he is the third Lord of Saturn is the third Lord of gain of children and second Lord of family. But the thing is, he is in the eighth house. He is with a male fix, so it doesn't really add up. So something is amiss there. So we will not go too deep into it. Maybe there is some error. We will leave that. But the thing is, overall, Dasha wise, Jupiter Dasha giving children does make sense. Now, if you see the no, Jupiter Saturn is actually better candidate. Because if you see from Jupiter, the third Lord, Saturn is the sixth Lord and Venus is the third Lord. Third and sixth Lord together in the 12th house is a good combination. I think this is better. Okay, so if you take the Dashamsha, if you go to Dashamsha, how is Dashamsha? How is the Dashamsha?
This fifth house is powerful, sir.
Yeah.
Contains fourth Lord, contains the ninth Lord, 10th Lord.
Yeah. See, first of all, fifth house is fifth Lord. If you take the fifth Lord, he is in one sign. So fifth Lord is in one sign, so that is good. And he is in the second house of speech. Mercury in the second house, that too in one house, will make him a good speaker. So as far as career is concerned, his main strength is his arrangement.
Second house.
It can be wealth also in some other case, but here we know that it is arrangement. Mercury is the Karka of speech and he is in the house of speech and he is in one house. So his being a very good speaker makes sense. And then, but overall fifth Lord being in one sign will show success. And then fifth house contains
the fourth Lord, the ninth Lord,
the fourth Lord, ninth Lord, and the 10th Lord. So Yokarka Saturn is there, and also 10th Lord and 4th Lord are there. So 4th Lord, 9th Lord, 10th Lord, 9th Lord, and so on. So they are all giving Rajoga, but the problem is Sun, Saturn, Rahu. So it's basically there is a lot of tension there. It's basically a lot of political controversies, etc. But the thing is, this is looking at that fifth house, you can clearly tell that the Saturn, Sun, Rahu combination, you can tell that this is the chart of an activist basically, political activist. But fifth house being strong, he is also a powerful person. But otherwise, with such Sun, Saturn, Rahu tension involving the 10th Lord, you will say that he is an activist basically. So he is an activist, political activist, and he is also the president. And Sun, if you look at the longitude, Sun is at 12 degrees, Saturn is at 20 degrees, and Rahu is at 10 degrees. So Sun and Rahu are extremely close, and Saturn is not too far. So the Rajogas are very interesting. So
It's Rahu.
now the thing is, what is the Dasha?
Rahu.
So the 10th Lord in the 5th house. 10th Lord Rahu occupying the 5th house of power. With the Yokarka and his friend Saturn. And also Sun, the Karka for power. So this is the Dasha that gave him power. That gave him political power. So Rahu Dasha gave him political power. And what was the Antardasha? It was Rahu Rahu. So Rahu Rahu, as soon as Rahu Dasha came, he got political power. And then Jupiter Dasha came. And then things actually went down a little bit. During this time, he achieved something like healthcare bill, etc. But his achievements were such that he could not even tout them later. Like, he's not running on his healthcare bill now. Even though, quite honestly, if you look back 20 years later, people may talk about Obama's healthcare as some big achievement. You never know. I'm not predicting it, but I'm saying it is a possibility. But at least now, because if you look back at all the great achievements in American history, most of them were very unpopular at that time, and people recognized their greatness only in retrospect. So the same thing may happen. But the thing is, it was very unpopular, and his numbers were actually dwindling, and economy continued to be bad, and he was getting a lot of flack for it. He did not get any cooperation from his partners or opponents, the Republicans in the Senate. So in the House, even in the Senate, they were filibustering anything important that he was trying to do. So it was really not smooth. And if you look at the Antardasha, so first 1 year it was Rahu Rahu, which is a good Antardasha. But 1 year into the term, he started the Jupiter Antardasha, and that lasted 2.5 years nearly. That was Jupiter is Marka, 8th Lord in the 7th house. So he is a terrible planet for. He is a terrible planet for this Lagna, and moreover he is an enemy of the Dasha Lord. So Rahu Jupiter is a very troublesome period Antardasha. So he had to weather some really rough waters. And then middle of last year, Saturn Antardasha started. So give or take a few months. But the thing is, good news is, right now he is running the Saturn Antardasha. So how is Rahu Saturn?
9th Lord, 10th Lord combination in the 5th house.
He is Yokarka. Saturn is the Yokarka. So, with Saturn being the Yokarka, the 10th Lord Dasha, basically the two 10th Lords are in the 5th house. One planet Dasha is running, the other planet Antardasha is running. So the thing is, even though the economy doesn't look good and there are a lot of tensions, luckily, actually, quite honestly, given how economy is, any reasonable candidate would have actually beaten Barack Obama hands down. Not astrologically, but pragmatically. This was, with this kind of employment numbers and economy doing like this, and there may be some more hiccups before the election because Europe is still in a troublesome state. So it was again a really difficult election, and moreover, healthcare bill is so unpopular. People could have actually used that as a wedge against him. But luckily for him, a person who cannot actually use the healthcare bill, and a person who's seen as a representative of the rich people at a time when there is a lot of resentment against the rich in US. Basically in 2010, the dynamic was the Tea Party. People hated government, big government. But now the dynamic is people still are not comfortable with the government, but more than big government, more people are they resent big business more now. So all the anger towards big government, some of it has been transformed into anger towards big business now, and a representative of big business is running against him, and somebody who did a similar healthcare bill, so he can't really use the healthcare bill as a wedge issue. So overall, it is a blessing, great blessing for him that Mitt Romney is the presumptive opponent. So my based on the Vimshoti Dasha, my prediction would be that he would basically have a smooth re-election. He will win. What is the Antardasha at the time of the elections?
2012
Venus.
Venus, sir.
So Venus Antardasha is
Lagna Lord in 4th.
Lagna Lord aspect in the 10th house. So he is not really showing any serious problems. So overall it seems good for him. Let's quickly get the Tithi Pravesh. of 2012. Hora Lord is
Jupiter.
Guru. And what is the Shishya Stotri Dasha that is going to run at the time of election? Mercury.
Mercury, sir.
Mercury Dasha Stotri will run. Now, if you look at the Dashamsa carefully, so what do you see? In the Rashi chart, if you see, Mercury is the 9th lord in the 10th house. Right? He is the 9th lord in the 10th house. So what he shows is on the ground basically, physically, a benefic is in the 10th house. So he shows feeling fortune and feeling very happy with the career, with the work. So that is what Mercury Dasha will show physically, at the physical level. Now the Dashamsa basically in terms of effort directed at his work. So from that point of view, professional environment, if you look at the Dashamsa Lagna is Scorpio. And how is Mercury?
The 8th lord and 11th lord.
He is the 8th lord and 11th lord. 11th lord exalted in the 11th, he shows gain with the 9th lord. So 9th and 11th lord together in the 11th house shows gain. But the thing is 8th lord also.
Right, sir.
8th lord shows
Suddenness.
sudden things, anxiety, tensions, etc. So he is with the 9th lord moon, and moon is also the karaka of mind. So overall, during the Mercury Dasha, which is from October on September 20 onwards, it shows lot of anxiety and tension, lot of worries for him. So the thing is, there will be, see right now it is Saturn Dasha. Is it? No, not really. Right now it is Mars Dasha. So right now, not even Moon Dasha is running. So Moon right now is good. Moon is the 9th lord in the 11th house with the 11th lord. So this Dasha is a good Dasha. This Dasha will put him in good stead. So the thing is, he's not really doing much, but the thing is, his campaign is systematically putting out various messages. They first put out this message about Bain, etc. They are rolling out one message after the other and trying to create a picture of Mitt Romney. And it seems like Mitt Romney is unable to create a counter picture as successfully. And moreover, he keeps doing gaps like going to UK and then criticizing their Olympic preparedness, etc. There is something awkward about the way he is presenting himself, and the thing is, and Obama campaign is smoothly doing things. So far, if you look at the shower body ratings, etc., it's very tight. So the thing is, if you look at the momentum is really against Romney at this point of time. Obama seems to be in a good shape. But the thing is, my feeling is, see, Mars also is good. He's the Lagna Lord in the 10th house. So even at the time of after the convention, he may continue to do well, but the thing is, after September 20, some bad things may happen. Because Mercury Dasha is running, even though his 11th lord exalted in 11, he is also the 8th lord. And when 8th lord Dasha comes, he has to give some tension. So my feeling is, close to elections, a month and a half before the election, some nuisance, Obama will have to face some real nuisance, some real tension that will make him wonder whether he is going to be re-elected or not. So, second half of September and October, maybe some economy, Mercury can show markets, right? Mercury is the karaka of the market. So some tension relating to markets is a possibility. So there may be some market problems in that time, or some problem, I can't tell exactly what, but maybe market. So he may have some tensions during that time, but overall, the fact that the Lagna Lord and 10th Lord have a Rajoga on the 10th house axis, right? And the 5th Lord Jupiter is affecting Lagna, and exalted Mercury is in the 11th house with the 9th Lord. So all these combinations make me think that this is not the year when he will lose the election. He may, moreover, at the time of the election, Mercury Moon will run. And Moon is the 9th Lord with exalted 11th Lord in the 11th house. So, so basically they are affecting the 5th house, the 9th Lord and the 11th Lord. So my feeling is he will win the election, but month and a half before the election will be torture for him.
And Saturn is coming after my sir.
Yeah, we don't care after the election. Any other questions, comments?
How would he be in Rahu after Saturn, sir? Actually, after the Saturn, the Rahu, Mercury, and going
You are
forward.
still in the annual chart?
No, sir.
Yeah. Natal chart?
Natal chart.
Yeah. Dashamsa. Oh, I mean, just okay. You want
Dashamsa.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is Mercury, which is the 5th lord and 2nd lord coming up after Saturn.
Yeah. So Rahu Saturn is running right now till 2014 June. So that is a good dasha in my opinion. Only thing is with Sun and Saturn combination there will be a lot of political friction. Sun Saturn and even Sun Rahu, the combination there will show a lot of political maneuvers and machinations, political machinations. So which we have seen throughout the Rahu dasha. We have been seeing that, and this may continue in the Saturn dasha. So even after his re-election, for about a year and a half or so, there may be some tensions. But the thing is, Mercury is the fifth lord and he is in one sign. So my feeling is, during the Mercury period, there will be a lot of achievements. So in the last 2.5 years of the second term, there may be a lot of achievements for him. And moreover, he may lead, who knows, basically 2014 there will be another re-election, another Senate and Congress election, right? And so during those elections, maybe compared to now, they will do, Democrats will do better. He will have a more friendly
environment,
Congress, and maybe he can get more things done. But the thing is, if you look back at his career, Rahu Mercury will be the peak of his career.
I hope he stays there for.
So any other questions, comments, observations? And for him, worship of Vishnu is the best, but of course he won't do. What else?
In the Rasi chart,
Yeah.
I'm just wondering what the size is running.
Rasi?
Jupiter will be done. And he will start Saturn, which is the Lagna Lord. And
so Jupiter is running now. Jupiter is the third lord and 12th lord in Lagna.
He's undergoing a major change in his Mahadasha right before the election.
Right.
So Saturn is going to start.
But I think Saturn is the one who gives Satya Yoga in this chart. He's a Lagna lord in Lagna. He's the one who gives Mahapurush Yoga. Only thing is he's too far from Lagna. So it's almost as though he's in the 12th house now, right? Yeah. So the thing is, 12th lord, a planet in the 12th house, Lagna lord, but he is in the 12th house. So during that dasha, some withdrawal is possible in life. And whether he loses now or later, this is a long 19 years dasha. So in this dasha, that will anyway happen.
I'm just seeing whether there is no suddenness, like.
Yeah. But the thing is, Saturn is not a marka.
Right.
So basically, no such things are at play. For example, like JFK.
Yeah, that is what I was saying.
Yeah, that's what you are concerned about. That's why you are seeing Rashi chart. Basically, maybe Jupiter is a little bit of marka, not really. He is third and 12th lord with the Lagna lord. I wouldn't really see call him a marka. But the thing is, there is some potential. See, Rahu is a clear marka here.
Right, sir.
And Rahu is here over.
And I was wondering whether there was any activity that went in that time frame, 1978 to 96.
I have no idea. But the thing is, if you are too young, then Marka Dasha may not do anything. See, Mercury is in the 7th
house.
With the 8th lord. So Mercury is a Marka period. So there are, Ketu is in the 2nd house, he is a Marka period. But Saturn is clearly not a Marka period. He is Lagna lord, so after 2012, once the Dasha changes, he is safe. So there is no such risk to him. Okay, so with that we will end the class. ॐ लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु सर्वे जनाः सुखिनो भवन्तु यावत् भूमण्डले सनातन धर्मो वर्धतु विशेषतः भरतखण्डे ॐ सर्वं श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः